Falja ka pak. Te? E i mirë. Më vjen mirë edhe i herë si u pom.
I'm very happy to see you again.
Faleminderit shumë për vizitën.
Na e kena pas se shtëpi, aty e kena ngrit edhe shaturin. Lujshëm na, s'keshëm si lloj shtëpie, na s'keshëm as ku me shku, as tek me shku, po lujshëm në mal. Stuja, tash që shtuhet si lloj kontejneri. Jam konë maj i dyti, jam konë maj madhe. Dhe me thonë djali bacet i merë jetuni ko maj madhe, tani jam konë dëne. Tash me jetuni nga ko të lidhët shumë njëni me tjetërin.
The Serbs launched a counter-offensive. They crushed the Albanian resistance in central Kosovo. They came in heavy, tanks, machine guns, armoured personnel carriers. The Albanians mostly had automatic weapons, but that was about it.
It wasn't a transaction. It wasn't you get something out of it, I get something out of it. It wasn't like that. It was purely based on an old relationship with a huge amount of trust. And that requires that we take it seriously. So I knew that when I asked Besnik and Umer and the family to film, that they would almost certainly say yes.
Kemi qenë në një vend të një ngjarjes, edhe nëse nuk ka qenë askush aty, është duk si vend i zbrast. Unë zakonisht kom bërti të ngjull shipe, është dikush këtu, jam kom shtjet çdo herë. Edhe çdo herë kom thonë është dikush këtu, jam shqiptare.
Vaughan and I today received recognition from the government of Kosovo for the work that we did here during the war. But, you know, today we call you guys translators, but they were much, much more than translators. For one, it was only through Yeta and Naman and people we knew here that we understood anything about what was happening. That we understood anything about the culture, and that we could even have an idea of where to go when we got in our cars in the morning in Pristina. And for number two, the local translators, the Kosovo Albanian translators, ran much, much higher risks than we did. We had international passports, we could leave whenever we wanted to. When things got really tough, we had a way out. And even at the Serbian checkpoints or whatever trouble we got into, they were mostly unlikely to hurt international journalists for most of the war. There were some periods when things got worse, but generally speaking, you were protected as an international journalist, and the local journalists were not, and the local translators were not.
This story is of one massacre, and there were very many massacres. One of the tensions was how to do something that, and Julius, I think, was dealing with this really, how to do something that the family were happy with. Not least, Uma not only felt the pressure to look after his family and protect him from it, but also within Albanian society, this was not the only massacre. There were very many massacres. This wasn't the biggest massacre. It did happen to be one of the most important because of its timing. And there were really three key massacres. There was Prekaz, you saw some film earlier about it on there. Then there was Obria, and then there was Ratchak, which Julius filmed, but didn't film, but were reported on. The timing of these was absolutely essential to deliver the outcome of independence. Without that timing, the international community's momentum would fail.
Kosovo got its freedom, and that is a very unusual result of a war. You guys, and I'm talking about the whole of Kosovo now, are very, very lucky. But these guys have paid the price for that. So the Delu family have paid the price, Fadil has paid the price, and other people who lost a lot in this war have paid the price for the freedom of the nation. I'm not saying that is not appreciated. We were out last night in Pristina, and national liberation is hugely appreciated here. But it is worth remembering that, especially as the years sort of go by, because they will continue to pay the price for what happened.